What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you tune in and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I ran across this video, and what's this guy name? Muhammad something, right? And well, anyway, he's talking about some of the legal issues that Jay-Z and Roc Nation are facing, right? And so as I'm listening to him name the issues that Jay-Z are going through and Roc Nation is going through, some of the same allegations that are facing Jay-Z and Roc Nation, so the people are saying some of the same things about LeBron James, right? And Klutch, right? As far as like tampering when it, allegations as far as like tampering when it comes to making statements about players that are not, that they don't represent, right? And so these are the things that Jay-Z and Roc Nation were able to get away with for a while they were in good standing with the
So
power.
the problems, guys,
Wait a minute, hold
for
on.
Roc Nation.
While they were in good standing, right? So they were these things they were able to get away with. Some of these alleged bad business practices. So now LeBron James right now and Clutch Sports, they're getting away with some things that some people, they're alleging like it's tampering, collusion, and stuff like that, right? And this is, in my opinion, is like a preview of what's to come for LeBron James. So what I want you to do is listen to these allegations that Jay-Z are up against and see, don't these some of these same allegations remind you of what LeBron James, well, not LeBron James, his Clutch Army, what they're up to right now, right? So let's listen to this audio.
Keep on climbing like on a weekly basis, and no matter what type of agreement, distinction, sector they want to expand into, trouble always follows them, and I do wonder why. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where Roc Nation Sports, because apparently that exists, I had no idea Roc Nation Sports exists, where they are basically trying to scout for football players. Because for those of you that might not know, in America, watching this, football is huge, way bigger than any American sport. And there's also a lot more money in football because it's not just European, but it's, global. With the World Cup as an example that just finished. So there's a lot of money in it. And I think Roc Nation Sports is an enterprise within Roc Nation that has been built because they need money. For goodness sake, you've got the Busby lawsuit happening next summer. You've got Desiree Perez and her lawsuit with her daughter happening in October. You have also them suing their insurance company. There's a lot of litigation going on in regards to all of that. Now, here's where this gets quite serious. So this is in regards to a footballer, Yan Delmande, and there seems to have been a secret agreement that blocks potential buyers, is what this is called. At the heart of the conflict, there is a beef between his former agency, Maxadel, and the footballer's new agency, Roc Nation, where Roc Nation, litigation-wise, things are about to get pretty serious for them. The core problem, guys, is that Roc Nation signed Yan Delmande as a client, even though his previous agency, Maxador Management, claims it still possessed contractual rights over him and what he does. The Sky News report goes further than merely saying that they were competing agencies. It claims Delmande signed a separate private agreement requiring any negotiation for him to leave his football club to go through the agency called Maxador, even if he has now changed his rep to Roc Nation. Roc Nation's authority to negotiate the transfer is going to be completely challenged. According to Sky, if that private agreement is legally enforceable, negotiations conducted by Roc Nation could potentially be regarded as unauthorized, and Maxadel is reportedly pissed off with Roc Nation, obviously, and considering proceedings for breach of contract and contractual interference against Roc Nation, and also looking to collect substantial damages. I'll repeat that again for you.
All right. So what he's saying is Roc Nation is interfering with somebody that is not even their client, right? Somebody that they don't even have a legal right to really to represent. And so when you think about that, that just, like I said, that sounds a lot like some of the allegations that people are saying about Clutch Sports when they make statements about people or basketball players or athletes that they don't even represent. Um, and also when it gets into the part about like collusion and stuff like that, right? Um, and collusion is like them trying to persuade players or organizations to make moves where and they make public statements. They don't make direct statements to them, but they make these public statements, letting them know or probably hinting to the fact that they're open for for certain moves to be made, right? And I think that right now LeBron James and Klutch can get away with that right now because they are basically because LeBron James is still in the league. But the very minute that LeBron James leaves the league, that's when I know that, or I think that these issues are going to become big problems for Clutch Sports, right? Um, because as long as they have clients that are in the league, and some of the statements that they make, they're going to be, people going to want to challenge them in court. I think a lot of people right now, as far as agents and stuff like that, they're waiting. They just biding their time. They're just biding their time until LeBron James is no longer in the league because that is where his leverage is, right? And so these last whatever 1 or 2 years that LeBron James have left, I think people are going to, like I said, they're just going to bide their time. But you can already see that some other people, like when it comes to players and stuff like that, ex-players, they already letting their feelings be known about what they think about what Clutch Sports is doing. You had people like what's the guy named Austin Rivers come out and said that, like what Clutch Sports was doing was just unprofessional, and it's basically unprecedented. Like you never see any agents make the statements publicly like what Clutch do, right? And the reason why they can get away with that is because, like I said, LeBron James is still in the league now. Once he separates from the league, they won't be as they won't have any incentive to protect him because they're no longer really making money off of LeBron James. So why bend over backwards to protect LeBron James? But let's listen to some more about what this guy had to say about what Jay-Z is going through with what is it? Roc Nation.
As they are considering proceedings for breach of contract and contractual interference against Roc Nation Sports and plus substantial damage. That's considerably worse for Roc Nation than simply having a disagreement. Maxidell has exclusive transfer rights. Roc Nation nevertheless takes the footballer. Nation negotiates his huge transfer. Maxidell says Roc Nation interfered with its existing contractual rights, knowing, did not care, and decided to basically sneak him away. And so the initial agency is completely pissed that Roc Nation would do this. Why would you try and take this footballer? Obviously, Roc Nation Sports are secretly taking footballers or trying to get them on a separate contract and etc. because they need the coin, they need the money.
And so I even said this about Clutch, right? Clutch Sports, they and I'm telling you, they're going to be saying the same thing about Clutch. They're going to be like, Clutch need clients. I said that this past NBA draft, I think Clutch Sports, I think they signed like one big free agent, right? And probably a couple other smaller ones. But when you in this year, the next few years coming up, Clutch is going to lose they through retirement and through like players just they're just losing so many more players than they're bringing in, right? And so they're going to be feeling the pinch soon too, and they're going to be trying to do the same things that Jay-Z and what they're accusing Jay-Z of, right? And so they're going to be trying to do the same things, but they won't be able to get away with it. Like I said, once LeBron James is separated from the league, they will not be able to get away with it. Now, the good thing for Jay-Z is he can always come out of retirement like he is now and and go back to rapping. Whereas though LeBron James, once he is out the NBA, ain't no coming back for him. And all of that leverage that he had with the NBA is, is going to be gone, and it's going to be open season on Clutch Sports. I think all these agents, and they already had a few clients. What was the guy named Norris who complained about Clutch losing money for them? New Orleans Newell, he complained that Clutch lost like about $80 million for him. So it's just like I said, all of this stuff is just coming down the pipe. I think people are just waiting for LeBron James to separate from the NBA, and then there's gonna be open season. It really is gonna be open season for him. So that's my take. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video. Peace.